Well, good morning, people, folks. Rainy, cloudy Sunday morning here in the state of Virginia, and I am fooling with a 1911. I have, I've had a hard time with this. I have this 1911 that I bought used, and I was having some issues with it extracting. So watched all the YouTube gunsmiths and everything, and read some things on it, and so it seems that the extractor is the issue. So this thing was a relatively inexpensive 1911 when I bought it. So, and I've had it for a while, but I always, wanted to put some goodie parts in it. Wilson Combat, Ed Brown, things like that. Take a cheaper, it's a Rock Island. Take a cheaper, take that back. It's not a Rock Island, it's a Taurus. It is a Taurus 1911, PT 1911, what they call them. But anyway, yeah, I've got it all apart here. So anyway, I thought got to looking on Wilson Combat's page and everything, and it's through their website, and noticed that for the most part, parts for 1911 are fairly inexpensive. But I needed an extractor. So everything I read and all the YouTube gunsmiths claim, seemed like I need an extractor. So, and I actually looked at it, and it seemed like to me the tip of it was sheared off. So, come to find out it was not. But anyway, I ordered an extractor from Wilson Combat, and that would be that piece right there. And yes, it is a little different color than the original one's black, and of course you can see that's a different color from the slide. Wilson Combat's bulletproof extractor. I think that thing was less than $30. And I figured while I was at it, I would do a few little upgrades to it. So I bought the Wilson Combat stainless or titanium firing pin and firing pin spring. Replaced that in it because I don't know the history of this gun. I don't know how many. I do know that somebody has worked on this gun. I don't know if it's hard to see, like right in here. This is the feed ramp coming up from the mag going into the bottom of the barrel. This looks like it's been worked on. It looks like it's been polished. It feels polished. It looks like it's been worked on. The barrel here, the bottom of the barrel right in here, that looks like that's been worked on a little bit too, been smoothed out. It's really smooth. So it may or may not have been worked on, but I kind of feel like it might have been. So anyway, I have learned, though, a valuable lesson. It came with these ugly hoe grips with the finger things in it, and it's real big and bulky. So when I put a set of, for right now, I've put a set of Magpul OD Green clip grips on there. They'll be all right for now, but I'm going to change them eventually. This leads me to my belief. And after working with this extractor, there's a lot of videos out there. Anybody wanting to mess with a 1911 and tinker with it, think long and hard about that and your skills, gunsmith abilities. And I am by no means no gunsmith. I mean, I grew up around my dad. I would say my dad could do some gunsmith work. I would say he could probably make a living out of it. He's had no formal training. Other than a buddy of his was the armorer for Pickett here, and that man's long passed away, but that guy taught my dad a lot. So anyway, my dad's taught me a lot of things. So I felt like I could conquer this, and I did, and I think I've finally got it right. But anything you put in a 1911 other than dropping in a firing pin, set of grips, and throwing a magazine in the bottom of it, that's about the only three things I can think of you can actually put in a 1911 that you don't have to tinker with and fit before it actually works. This extractor, you can't just drop an extractor in. You cannot just drop an extractor in. It's going to be bent one way or the other, not quite right, and you're going to have to adjust it. You're going to have to play with it. There's 1,000 videos in here. I won't get into the whole process of adjusting an extractor in this thing. And this is a Series 80 which has the plunger, safety plunger right there, that you have to contend with this when you're dealing with taking an extractor out, breaking the slide down to get the extractor or the firing pin out of this thing. So you've got to deal with that plunger, which makes it a little pain in the rear end. But I told my buddy yesterday, I think I was at my count of messing with this extractor. And they make a tool with a little brass gauge that slides up in here and locks up underneath the extractor. And you get a trigger pull gauge, and you adjust it. And you can bend this extractor by hand, sticking it back down in the hole and bending it one way or the other. There is a tool that you can set it in, and it's just you just screw this thing in and it pushes pressure on it and kind of bends it, and you flip it whichever, whether you need it tight or loose, and then you put this gauge in here. But unless you are confident in your tinkering skills, a 1911, this is not the pistol. It's not the pistol to be played with. But once they're right, once you get them right, they are very, very, very reliable. You want to buy a 1911, you want all the goodies, buy one that has the goodies. Kimber, Ed Brown, Nighthawk Customs, or Wilson Combat. If you want one that's got all the goodies, buy one that's already got them. Buy once, cry once, as they say. Put the money in one. So if you want to buy a cheap one like I did and think down the road you're going to tinker with it, it's going to cause you headaches. It's a learning curve. And I think yesterday afternoon I went and shot this thing after I thought I had it quite right. Of course, I haven't bought this tool and these little gauges to go in here, but I'm almost at the point where I think I might. But once I get this one right, I don't think I'll ever tinker with another one. So anyway, I think I got it right. And right now I'm loading up some loads here. We're doing some reloads here. And I thought after I finished tinkering with this thing a little bit, we would work on some reloads here. Show y'all what we're doing on the reloads here. I am doing nothing but 230 grain ball ammo, just 230 grain full metal jackets. I'm gonna put all my parts to my gun here. I've taken this thing apart 1,000 times, and it feels like yesterday I was ready to throw this thing down through the woods, but I think she's coming around. I think I'm gonna reload a handful of some ball ammo and see where we go with all that. So let's work on that a little bit here. So I've got my powder dropper right here. I got this thing set to, most of it was set to 6.2 grains of, what am I using? Unique. I'm going by Hornady's load data, but we're throwing, this thing throws anywhere between 6.1, 6.2, 6.3. It's got a bit of three in it. We can go all the way up to, I believe, max load is 6.7 or 6.6, something like that. But we're below that, so we should be good. It's been throwing more on the low side, but it's been mostly 6.2. So we'll throw a load in, we'll dump it, and we'll check it on the scale. Scale says 6.3, so there we are with 6.3. So we'll take this load. It's acceptable. We're good with that. I've shot this. I know where it's going. I know how it's shooting. I've shot these before in this gun. We're good. I have actually shot a 6.7 load in this gun with no issues, or 6.6. No, I went above book, so I think that's where I'm getting the 6.7 from. I went 1/10 of a grain above the book, and it was still okay. So, but I'm not trying. This is just plinking. This is trying to break some of this stuff in this pistol. And we got one done there. And let's see. We'll do another one. I won't check this one. I check them. I check about every third, every fourth one I do. And what I'm loading is just regular Winchester 230 grain. Like I said, 230 grain full metal jacket, ball ammo, whatever you want to call it. And I've already done all my casework. Another little tidbit of information most might want to know is those of you that anybody that follows my channel that does reload 45 ACP, I think you're going to know, you probably know what I'm getting ready to tell people about the brass. 45 ACP comes in two primer sizes, large pistol primer and small pistol primer. I don't know who the Weisenheimer was that thought that college-educated engineer thought that that was a great thing to do after many years of 45 ACP or 45 automatic, whatever you want to call it. After years of it using a large pistol primer, some I won't say moron, decided that he was going to change. We should change the primer size. So you have to check your brass. I was in the middle of this. I haven't loaded 45 ACP in a while. This is just something I haven't played with it right with this pistol in a while, and it is one of the pistols that I do normally carry on my side when I'm hunting. But I haven't really had to play with it, or you know, so now I'm messing around with it. So, and I forgot all about that. So, needless to say, I had some primer issues in my brass prep, and as if I wasn't already mad at this pistol as it was. 6.2, so we're good. This load right here it's middle of the road with this loading according to Hornady's load data. This is a middle of the road thing, and I enjoy shooting it, and I just gonna run some rounds through this thing. And I have this is a 185 grain Hornady XTP bullet. I bought a box of them last week when I started monkeying around with this thing, and so I bought a box of these 185 XTPs and loaded them up. So without, other than the extraction issues I've had with this gun, these shot very well. So that's what I usually carry with me when I'm hunting, and I carry this as a side pistol, or if I actually carry it as an EDC, which I don't carry it as an EDC very much, but it is a Commander. It is a Commander series, so it does. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. It is a Commander series, so it does have the 4 1/4 inch barrel. So this one is shorter. So anyway, all right. Well, I'm gonna continue loading some more of these. I've done 10, so I got about 40 more to go to fill up this old empty box of Blazers here that I had. Blazer, see everything in this Blazer, all the new Blazer stuff, just for your info, Blazer seems to be the small pistol primers. Their brass is cut, or is done with the small pistol primer. So everything I had to go through and separate everything. Anyway, just giving y'all a little update on what's going on here, and playing with a 1911. And man, if you're thinking of doing one or playing with one, and you're not very confident in your tinkering skills or your gunsmith skills, and then I would tend to stay away from a 1911. And if I had to do this all over again, I would probably have sold this 1911 and put a little money aside and actually bought me something like a Kimber or a, yeah, I would really love to have an Ed Brown, but man, they're expensive. So, but anyway, so there we are, and hope you enjoy this. Any questions, just ask. Talking to you people later.